So students and scholars of experimental 20th century poetry will recognize this image as one of the calligrams that Apollinaire created for his book called Calligram, and those same readers and scholars will recognize this particular calligram as Le Coeur Renversé, which has various translations. The upturned heart, the overturned heart, the heart upside down, and the poem itself, the words in the image, have various translations as well. And viewers, and I don't think there are any scholars of my work, but viewers and close readers of my work will recognize the fact that this image relates to another image that I put up earlier, which was a calligram by Apollinaire also within the last couple of weeks. I put it up actually marking the victory of Macron over his fascist opponent in the French presidential election. And we are always given to celebrating the victories of democracy over fascism in all of the various forms that it takes, and all of the various space-time loci that those victories occur, and when appropriate and useful, drawing attention to the parallel synchronies of those various victories. And of course, the reason that I chose the Apollinaire calligram of the Eiffel Tower is both because Apollinaire in this poem imagines it as an address to the world, sticking its tongue out at the Germans, Apollinaire, who had been a soldier in World War I, was rightly proud of defeating in that First World War. And since Macron's victory was in very many ways a victory over the French nationalist fascist candidate, I altered the expression of triumph over the Germans to a triumph over the fascists, and as I was saying as I began this sentence, one of the reasons for choosing the image of the Eiffel Tower was because Macron himself, celebrated that electoral victory in front of the Eiffel Tower. And I don't know if in doing so he meant to reference the Apollinaire poem or not. There are a lot of other reasons to present oneself, in front of that particular image of Paris, celebrating the victory over fascism and a victory for democracy. And one reason is because, Eiffel also designed the infrastructure for the Statue of Liberty as well. So what the same engineering that keeps up the Statue of Liberty in New York, and that welcomes immigrants to our country, and which was immortalized, and its meaning was immortalized in the poem that we often associate with that particular statue. And for more information, I don't want to distract from this reading, but for more information on that, I think you can find that elsewhere. But the same engineering, belongs to both of those powerful images and icons of modernity, and that fact itself would be enough, perhaps, for Macron to be nodding in our direction and hinting at hinting at the possibilities of a parallel or shared victory here in the United States under the same engineering design. All of that having been said, I'm presenting this different image of a different poem of Apollinaire's, Le Coeur Renversé, and rather than presenting it as an image, a visual image in silence, the way I did for the image of the Eiffel Tower, and its meaning connected to that presidential victory that we've been discussing, I thought instead that I would present a number of variations of readings of different translations of this poem. So the three translators that I'm going to read from are Roger Shattuck and Kenneth Koch, and finally Willard Bon, I believe the pronunciation is, but it could be Bone. And those three different translations, I'll read, variations in ways of reading the translations. So we have sets, and we have sets within sets, and we have variations in interpretation, and we have variations in interpretation of those interpretations, and we'll see, what may emerge as a result of all of that. Part 1. 3 readings after a translation by Roger Shattuck. 1. My heart like a flame turned upside down. 2. My heart like a flame turned upside down. 3. My heart like a flame turned upside down. Part 2. 3 readings after a translation by Kenneth Koch. 1. My heart like an upside down flame. 2. My heart like an upside down flame. 3. My heart like an upside down flame. Part 3. 6 readings after a translation by Willard Bon. 1. My heart like an overturned flame. 2. My heart like an overturned flame. 3. My heart like an overturned flame. 4. My heart like an overturned flame. 5. My heart like an overturned flame. 6. My heart like an overturned flame.